So let's get right to it. Can the food we eat actually help us fight off stress? It's a question a lot of us have, right? You know that feeling, don't you? When your stress just takes on a life of its own. It feels completely out of your control, and suddenly it's running your day, maybe even your whole week. Well, here's the thing. That feeling isn't just in your head. There's a powerful hormone behind the scenes, kind of pulling all the strings. Its name is cortisol. And honestly, it's the main character of our story today. All right, so let's dive in and see what's really going on inside our bodies when that pressure starts to build. So, cortisol, what is it exactly? Well, it's our body's #1 stress hormone. Its main job is to give us a jolt of energy to get through tough situations. The best way to think about it is like a built-in alarm system, you know? It's designed to keep us sharp and ready for whatever's coming. And hey, in short bursts, that alarm is a lifesaver. It helps us deal with immediate danger. But let's be real. Our modern world isn't so much about escaping predators as it is about deadlines, traffic jams, and a phone that just will not stop buzzing. So the real question is, what happens when that alarm gets stuck in the on position and just won't shut off? And that's where we get to the really critical part of this. That connection between stress that never goes away and our long-term health. Because when your cortisol levels are always jacked up, that once helpful alarm turns into a huge problem. We're talking about some serious stuff here. Increased risk of weight gain, heart disease, major digestive issues, terrible sleep. It even messes with your immune system and is directly linked to things like anxiety and depression. That, right there, is the real price we pay for chronic stress. Okay, so that's the problem. But what's the solution? How do we finally turn that alarm down? Well, a really powerful tool is probably way closer than you think. In fact, it might be sitting right on your dinner plate. All right, this is where things get super interesting. Let's actually talk about the specific foods that can help our bodies fight back. First up on our team, we've got a true ally, omega-3 fatty acids. Now, you've probably heard of them for fighting inflammation, and that's great. But what they can do for stress is, honestly, it's pretty remarkable. Okay, don't just take my word for it. Look at the data here. This comes from a study on rats. See that white bar on the right? That's the cortisol spike in the stressed out group. It's huge. But now look at the black bar. That's the group that got omega-3s. Their cortisol spike is way, way lower. It's just a perfect visual of how these fatty acids can literally help put a damper on our body's stress response. So where do you find these things? Well, fatty fish like salmon and sardines are fantastic sources. And hey, if you're not a fish person, no problem. Walnuts, chia seeds, and flax seeds are absolutely loaded with them too. Okay, next up, let's talk about our gut health guardians. This might sound a little strange, but our gut has a surprisingly direct line straight to our brain. And I want you to really let this number sink in. Ready? An incredible 90%. That's 90 of our body's serotonin, the feel-good hormone that helps us feel happy and calm. It's not made in our brain. It's made in our gut. That is wild. It just goes to show you a healthy gut is absolutely crucial for a healthy mind. And this isn't just a theory. The science is there. There's this great quote from Dr. Uma Naidu, who's a nutritional psychiatrist over at Harvard. She points to a study that found people who ate fermented foods on the regular actually had fewer symptoms of social anxiety. I mean, that's a pretty powerful link between what's in your stomach and how you feel emotionally. So how do you support your gut? Look for fermented stuff, things like kimchi, kombucha, and yogurt, and you can't forget fiber. Foods like broccoli, beans, and oats, they're basically food for all the good bacteria in your gut, helping them do their job. Okay, our final group of allies. These are some mineral and amino acid powerhouses that play a massive role in keeping us calm. So on one hand, you've got tryptophan. It's an amino acid your body needs to make more of that happy hormone, serotonin. You'll find it in things like bananas and poultry. And then on the other hand, you've got magnesium. This mineral is like nature's chill pill. It directly helps calm your nervous system. You'll find it in awesome stuff like avocados, dark chocolate, yes, chocolate, and leafy greens like spinach. All right, so we've talked about the good guys, but just like some foods can help, others can actually fuel the fire. Let's take a quick look at the stuff you might want to limit. And look, this probably isn't going to blow your mind. We're talking about stuff with a lot of added sugar, super processed foods, and those unhealthy saturated and trans fats. They all crank up inflammation and can make your stress response even worse. And yeah, going overboard on caffeine or alcohol doesn't help either. They can mess with your sleep and just leave you feeling totally on edge. Okay, so food is obviously a super powerful tool, but let's be real, it's not a magic bullet. To really make a difference, it has to be part of a bigger picture. Think of it this way. Your diet is one tool in your anti-stress toolkit, but you've got other amazing tools too. Getting good sleep, moving your body regularly, taking a few minutes for some deep breathing or meditation, and of course, connecting with people you care about. All of these are absolutely crucial. But I really want you to remember this. Don't ever underestimate the power of what's on your plate. The big takeaway here is that choosing your food with intention is a really powerful, proactive thing you can do every single day. It's one of your absolute best lines of defense against the damage that chronic stress can do. So, I'll leave you with a simple question. After everything we've talked about, what's just one of these stress-fighting foods you can add to your plate this week? Maybe it's a handful of walnuts, half an avocado with lunch, or maybe you'll try some kimchi. Just one thing. What's it going to be?